Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I don't want his mom to live with us someday? My boyfriend M25 and IF26 have been together for a year and a half. His parents are divorced and his mom recently moved back from CA because she was able to leech off relatives for a few years and left her 3 kids behind. His mom will ask him to Venmo her for non-essentials like alcohol and weed. My boyfriend doesn't even smoke and will make him pick up the weed for her. It's illegal in this state. She's an alcoholic and showed up to his birthday dinner at a very nice restaurant plastered. Embarrassed us all. She held a service job for a month and quit because she didn't like her coworkers. She has yet to find or look for a new job for over 6 months. She's currently living off the $40K that she received in the divorce settlement, and we all know $40K runs out quick. The other day, my boyfriend told me he wanted to build a home alongside ours for his mother to live in and provide her at-home care. I told him I would end the relationship because I don't want to deal with that stress or be responsible for her. And I certainly don't want my future kids to be around her all the time. She has the mouth of sailor and drinks from morning to night. Am I the asshole for giving him the ultimatum that she cannot live with us someday and he should not be giving her money for non-essential vices? He feels responsible for her since he's the oldest son. Just to be clear, if she made a decent effort to get a job and support herself and still couldn't put food on her table or pay rent, then by all means I'd be willing to help her. Thank you in advance. Not the asshole. He's enabling an addict. Any recovered addict will tell you that having an enabler is not helpful. He needs to stop helping her ASAP. Not the asshole. This would be a deal breaker for me. Not the asshole. Part of dating is learning if you are compatible with the other person. Your partner wants to provide significant assistance to extended family. You don't. That seems like a compatibility issue to me. Not the asshole. This is your hill to die on, and honestly I wouldn't consider this relationship further because he yet to stand up to mommy dearest. He's not going to, so you need an exit plan. The only asshole you are being is to yourself for being in this exhausting relationship. He's not going to change. Mommy is not going to change. See yourself out. Not the asshole. He's not going to like your stance. You'll probably break up over it. But better now than after marriage and children. Not the asshole. If that ever happens, you will be fully supporting his mom forever. Not the asshole. He feels responsible because of alcoholic codependency that frequently comes with being a child of a drunk. He should go to Al-Anon or therapy. If he refuses, I'd run. Not the asshole. But you need to realize you're simply not compatible. She is his family, and if you get married, she will become your family. Like it or not. I'd get while the getting's good. If you catch my meaning. Not the asshole. Speculating on her age at about 45. You could be taking care of her for about 40 years. Not the asshole. You need to really agree to that. Even write an email. So that you can't look back in time and be like, I thought we were on the same page. BC, it sounds like a deal breaker and you don't want to figure that out once you have married and have kids. Not the asshole. It's perfectly fine to not want your partner's parents living with you. You don't even really need a good reason. Not the asshole. It was smart of you to be so forthright about the matter. This proposed home hasn't even been started yet. You made your feelings clear. And if he doesn't like that, he can choose to leave. Not the asshole run. Do it now. Do it fast. Don't look back. Save yourself. Not the asshole for not wanting to support and enable an addict. Not the asshole. You need to think really hard about if your BF is worth having his mother in your life permanently. She isn't going anywhere. She isn't interested in changing. Your BF is always going to feel responsible for her. This will always be a source of strife in your relationship. You are young, you can find someone you love without this baggage. Not the asshole. He's also enabling her alcoholism and weed habit, which aren't necessities. As long as you stay with him, he will keep giving his leeches large sums of money that will never end. That's money that could be going towards a house, retirement, or raising future children. Mill will tell you how to raise your kids too. Blair. I'd be outta there. Not the asshole. Good thing you got this out there now and not after you got married or bought property together. I'd be very careful about commingling finances as well. As soon as she's out of money, your BF will be her ATM. Not the asshole. You have a boyfriend and his mother problem. Him wanting her to live with you nearby is a huge red flag, and it's a relationship killer. She's an active alcoholic and not your responsibility or even his. He is, however, currently enabling her and her alcohol addiction, and that is a very unhealthy thing. Not the asshole. Truly loving a person is not supporting their habits when they are putting themselves in harm's way. Ask your boyfriend instead of providing her vices, maybe put her in a rehab program. If he disagrees and continues to support someone not willing themselves, then get out while you can. You should not have to subject yourself to an unhealthy relationship between himself and his mother. Not the asshole. Better to set the line now. This is unacceptable behavior. Not the asshole. Can you stop by the store and get me some bananas and you pick up my weed from the corner of 6th and Franklin? No time for a new BF. He's never going to abandon his mother, and it sounds like she's not gonna change. Not the asshole. I'd bet my house she will wind up living with your BF one day. She is the top priority in his life. Unless he has a real come-to-Jesus moment. That won't change. This would be a deal-breaker to me even without her being an alcoholic pothead. I'd break up with him. Honestly. It sucks. But will suck worse later. Not the asshole. You need to be clear about this because you don't want this to be an issue down the road. Make sure he knows that this is a boundary that you will not back down on. Not the asshole. And you're very lucky you found out early in your relationship that your BF is an enabling mamaz. Boy. This will never change. Get out now while you can. No matter what promises he makes to you on her behalf. I've been in this situation. My wife and I had my Sil live with us for the first 1.5 years of our marriage. Then we had her grandmother for 5 years a few years later. We almost took my mom after she major issues with my dad, but she went back and she passed shortly afterwards. However, my wife made it clear my sister was a no-go. And with good reason. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want that. But that doesn't stop me from feeling guilty. You have legitimate reasons. You're not just saying no because it's an inconvenience. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not many people would say it. But I think most of us wouldn't want to live next door to our in-laws. It's better to let him know now, rather than 5 years from now, that this is a deal breaker for you. As it ought to be. Your BF needs to establish boundaries with his mom, or this is going to be happening forever.